Lizzie. The first shall be shared. Dean, you're not Chris though. You're stealing his thing. If you guys didn't know, there's someone who comments on every single one of my videos and another YouTube channel called Blimey Cow, and maybe a lot of channels. But he always comments the first shall be last. And then, do you guys like my lights, by the way? I have like the twinkle setting on right now. Anyways, but then he'll comment like, the first shall be Mary, or the first shall be convert, or the first shall be vegan on every single one of my videos, so it's kind of funny. So today we're going to do an Ask Me Everything video. I know a lot of times I do Ask Me Anything, so I decided to do Ask Me Everything. Also, you guys are getting a personal look into my life today because I spent 1 minute doing my makeup and there's no lashes, there's only wings. So it's a unique look into the real Lizzie Rizze, how I look a lot of the time. But actually, most of the time I do wear false lashes. I leave on my eye makeup. That's like my secret that I recommend. I recommend getting false lashes and then leaving them on with really good glue. And let me know if you guys want me to do a makeup tutorial because I can show you how I do my makeup when I film my videos. I have this very specific makeup look that actually my Mary video that's going up tomorrow and my vegan video that went up yesterday, I have a different makeup look. I use like a dark purple shadow rather than my rose gold. So tomorrow, if you want to see a new Lizzie Rizze look, that's where that'll be at. What is your view on Lutheranism? So Lutheranism has changed so much from when Luther established Lutheranism and was leaving the Catholic Church. So it's kind of unclear to me. All their theology, I haven't studied it that in depth. I feel like I've studied more the Reformation era, and I know they've changed so much since then. But one thing is that Luther did not want it to be called Lutheranism. And he specifically said that. So if I was Lutheran, I would be like, change the name. That's so disrespectful. It's kind of like how our founding fathers, I forget which one, but he said, he was talking about Independence Day, and he's like, the Americans will celebrate with fireworks and cherry pies every July 3rd. I'm not kidding. They wanted 4th of July to be on 3rd of July. They wanted it to be July 3rd when we celebrate Independence Day. So it's really crazy. There's like these historical accidents where people want something on a specific day. Do you read your Bible consistently? Yes, I read my Bible consistently. When I was younger, I did Bible study every single night for an hour, so I will say I don't do it that intense anymore. I think for me, I've kind of graduated from just pure Bible study into reading secondary sources. So I'll read a lot of theology that will quote the Bible constantly. So the Bible's a primary source and a secondary source is talking about a primary source. Or like right now I'm leading a Bible study on the Gospel of John, so I have to like research throughout the week reading it, and then we have 3 Bible studies during the week. So, and then my parish Bible studies, so that's 4 times, an hour each. So I think I do things as a Catholic. I read the Bible more in secondary sources and more in like commentaries by church fathers that are literally like a commentary on the Bible chapter. Or in, like right now, I'm reading a book by N.T. Wright, who's an Anglican theologian, on the resurrection. That's 600 pages. Good luck for me getting through this. But he constantly is quoting the Bible. So does that make sense? It's rare. It's not rare. I would say half the time I am just like reading my Bible from my Bible and that's it. And then the other half of the time I'm either like in a Bible study or I'm reading a book that's talking about the Bible. So Catholicism is not sola scriptura. It's not Bible alone. We also have church tradition. So we have Christians who are writing commentaries on the Bible. So it's kind of like I'm reading interpretations of the Bible, which include the Bible. Does that make sense? So I read the Bible, I don't read the Bible less, I read the Bible even more. I'm just interacting with it in a different way. And more group, that's a thing too. Like I do so many more Bible studies and group prayer sessions and daily mass, so much more than I did before. It's very collectivist. which is weird because my Protestant church had so many things throughout the week and so many Bible studies and extra worship sessions. But in Catholicism, still, I do way more collective Bible studies. So, and I think that's really important because if you're reading the Bible by yourself, it's pretty easy to interpret it the wrong way. So I think it's good to be reading it from theologians and reading how they're interpreting the Bible. So I've graduated from pure Bible study onto secondary sources, which is really important. So I'm gonna read your guys' comments. Hi everyone, I love the light. Hi girl, hi Paris. What is your view on original sin? So my view on original sin is the church's view on original sin. Unfortunately, actually, fortunately, I cannot have personal theology on so many things, and it's so freeing. I used to have to analyze and debate and research and figure out my exact theology on all these issues, and now it's so freeing. I can just read what the church teaches us in theology through the years, and in church fathers, and in saints, and in the catechism, and read how they're interpreting the Bible. And so it's amazing. And there are Bible verses about original sin. Let me know if you want me to make an entire video on it, but the early church fathers believed in original sin. There's Bible verses talking about it. So yeah, I agree with the church on original sin. It's pretty simple. It's so freeing not having to have. Dean says, you look super Asian right now. Guys, I still haven't done a DNA test. I've been teasing this DNA test for months and months and months. I need to get it. I want it sponsored. That's the thing. Maybe I should try to contact them through my Instagram instead of doing a YouTube sponsorship and Instagram sponsorship. We'll see. I should just start emailing them every single day, and maybe then they'll see it and be like, okay, we'll sponsor her. That's why you look more natural and beautiful. Thanks. We already answered that. Have you ever done a lash extension? They supposedly last a few months. No, I've been thinking about doing that, so I probably will do a lash extension at one point, but my thing is I recently got a better eyelash glue that lasts like days and days. Like, it's so hard to remove it with eye makeup remover, even though I have good eye makeup remover, so it stays on my eye for like 4 or 5 days, like, and it looks really good and everything. So I feel like that is good enough for me, and it's kind of a hefty price tag to do lash extensions. And here's my main thing. I miss my face when I have my fake lashes on. I miss what my natural face looks like. So I have the best of both worlds because I can have my lashes on and keep them on for several days and they look great, and I wake up with big eyelashes. But then I can take them off and I can see my face. And I miss my face so much when it's in lashes for too long. So I like my natural face, and it's so funny. Every time I take off my lashes, I'm like, I'm back! Liz is back! Because I see my natural face. So I love both looks. Like, this is a little bit of makeup, but I love no makeup at all. I love glam look. So if I got like really intense lashes that were there constantly, I don't know what I would do. I would like cut them off and go I'm kidding. I would never cut my lashes. Who is your patron saint? And then we're ever look into fruitarianism. Yes. So which do you want me to talk about first, my patron saint or fruitarianism? So fruitarianism is it's basically veganism, where a lot of your diet is focused on fruits and vegetables. And the reason is that if you compare, so everyone right now, open up another tab on your computer if you're watching from your computer and Google vegan teeth graph. And this thing will come up and it shows carnivore teeth, omnivore teeth, herbivore, and fruitarian, and then human. And it doesn't only show the teeth, it shows the digestive system, the what is it called? The taste buds. So taste buds, intestines, digestive system, all of these things. And we are most similar to monkeys and apes who are fruitarians. So our biological everything, our anatomy is best suited towards fruits and vegetables. Because here's the thing, carnivores, their jaw opens all the way and they have like dagger teeth. Omnivores even have dagger teeth. They have like 4 dagger teeth that go down, whereas we just have like straight teeth. So they have a really good biological arguments for why we should eat mostly fruit. And I actually follow Freely the Banana Girl. Go look her up. She has a channel called The Frugivore and Freely the Banana Girl. So look her up, watch her videos. She has helped so many women overcome disordered eating and done weight loss in a healthy way. So I actually have been like rewatching her videos. She's why I went vegan. Well, okay, I went vegan because of a philosopher named Peter Singer. But her videos inspired me so much and like pushed me to make the transition. And she eats like 10 banana smoothies every morning. She eats so much fruit and she eats like half raw, half cooked food. So I actually have been rewatching a lot of her videos and watching her new channel. Freely is awesome. And so because of that, I've been buying so much more fruit and putting more bananas in my smoothies in the morning. I'm gonna make another what I eat in a day soon. And I'm gonna show you guys how I make my blueberry muffin smoothies and how I make vegan tacos. So, and I don't know what for lunch. What should I make for lunch? For lunch, I'm either gonna show you how I make my Beyond Burgers or how I make vegan tuna, which vegan tuna actually might be a better selection because it's more like lunch-like than just a burger. I'm a Latter-day Saint, so you're a Mormon and want to know more about Catholicism, but I'm scared of leaving because I don't want my friends to shun me. I don't know any Catholics. How do you handle converting? I cried and cried and cried and cried, and I was like, God, can I wake up tomorrow and it be wrong? I hated it. And I got, shunned is the wrong word, but like rejected by my family, and my family would go, like my dad would go months without talking to me, and it was just like, still is so painful for me, and it's so awkward talking about like basic parts of my life. I can't share my life with my family anymore because they don't understand, and it hurts them to talk about it. So it's sacrificial, and it's a chill type of sacrificial because in the early church, in living out the truths of the faith, they were martyred. They were eaten alive by lions in the Colosseum. And so the least we can do today in following God and following the truths of the original church Jesus established is get rejected by our family and lose relationships. Like, it sucks. It's horrible. And like I said, I was like begging God at the time for the Catholic Church to not be true. I just spit. I didn't want it to be true. I hated that it was true. And I cried like every day for a couple months. Maybe not every day, but I would be like sobbing at a lot of points. So it's really, really hard. And you have to ask yourself, who do I love more? God or people in my life? You have to prioritize God. If he's the Messiah, the creator of the universe, you have to submit and accept his will and accept the church that he established. So it's hard, and you might lose a lot of friends, but like people also lose their jobs who convert into Catholicism. I get so many messages from people who are like pastors of church. It's like their job to be a pastor of the church, and they get fired from their job and like don't have an income source. So there's all kinds of like crazy, awful, horrible situations where it's so hard to make that transition. So thank you for answering. Yeah, I hope that, I mean, it's discouraging because it's gonna be awful. Like, it's gonna be awful. People are gonna hate it. You're gonna not be as close to people anymore. I mean, my relationship with my parents has actually improved a lot. It's really good. Like, we talk, we're able to discuss faith, but I mean, I've met people who they're like, my relationship with my mom is fractured. We don't have depth talks anymore. It's been 3 years. So some people have it really, really, really bad, and I didn't have it that bad, even though it was awful. And I feel like most of my friends, it's a bad thing, but they're like relativists about truth, and so they don't really care if like one church is truer than the others. So they're like chill about it. I wish they weren't chill about it. I love that my parents were angry. It's because they fervently believe in truth. Okay, let's go up to more comments. Oh, my patron saint. My patron saint is Saint Irenaeus of Lyon. He's a Christian. He was born in the year 130. He was taught by a man named Polycarp, who was a bishop in Smyrna, which was there, they called it Asia at the time, but it wasn't actually Asia, so it was like near Asia. And he was taught by Polycarp. Polycarp was taught by the Apostle John. So he's like one step away from one of the apostles, and he wrote a book called Against Heresies. And he talks about the Mary theology, the Eucharist, the Roman bishop being the Pope, like all of these super Catholic things, infant baptism, he was infant baptized. So all of these like super Catholic things Irenaeus is writing about in the 2nd century. So he really helped me become Catholic. Like I wouldn't be Catholic without Irenaeus. So that's why I made him my patron saint. So yeah, and he also solved the Easter controversy. The Pope almost excommunicated the entire Eastern churches. And Irenaeus is like, please don't excommunicate all the Christians. You're supposed to be the Pope. You're supposed to unify the church. Just let it go. Let them celebrate Easter on a different day. And the Pope listened to Irenaeus's advice and didn't excommunicate half the church. So that is who Irenaeus is. I love him a lot. We don't have, I mean, we do have, do I have it in here? I don't know where, I think it's in the other room. I have his book. But yeah, it's a really long, it's a really lengthy book. I have not read it cover to cover. I've read the first 2 chapters like all the way through, and then if I'm like researching for something, they'll like quote Irenaeus, and then I'll go to the exact section of the book and then I'll like read around it and stuff. So it's a good resource to have, even though it's all online as well. I like having a physical copy. Okay. I have the same thing with my dad. Let's go up to the first comments. I want to try to get to all the comments. Okay. No! It's trying to open Safari. I don't know why. Okay. We talked about original sin. We talked about original sin again. We talked about patron saint, Luther. We talked about last extension. We talked about veganism. What's your take on Michael Voris and church militant? I get this question all the time. Michael Voris says that he is gay because his mom was bipolar, and that offends me because it's like, oh, he doesn't think that homosexuality is a positive thing. He hates it, and he's like, I am gay because my mom was bipolar. She scarred me so much that I became gay. That's like apparently an interview, he said that. So that really, really personally offends me because I have bipolar disorder, and bipolar disorder doesn't make people have a different attraction. It's bizarre. I think he goes about things in a way that is too intense. I think he needs to calm down and try and come across as more chill and more kind and more loving. He doesn't come across as like a gentle, like respectful, like loving person, you know what I mean? But I mean, everyone's different. Maybe some people need like the intense style for their faith. It personally doesn't jive with me at all. I would never work with him because of that. I think those are my thoughts. So I know a lot of people who I respect love him and work with him, and it confuses me. So maybe I just have watched some things that gave me like a bad taste in my mouth. Maybe other things are really good. The way they edit their videos are really, really good. So I respect their editing. It's amazing. I heard Peter Singer speak in New York. He's so interesting. Definitely disagree with a lot of his views, but I respect his authenticity. Yeah, so Peter Singer is an Australian philosopher. I believe he's still alive. I think I would have heard if he died. So he really inspired me when I was in high school and like the beginning of college. He was my favorite philosopher. He teaches utilitarianism, which is kind of like looking for the most pleasure in life. And he is an animal rights activist. He's really into donating to the poor. He has a book that I recommend reading called The Good We Can Cause. What is the book called? The Life You Can Save. It's called The Life You Can Save by Peter Singer. Every one of you watching, every 107 of you watching right now, go buy the book The Life You Can Save by Peter Singer. He talks about eradicating world poverty. But I kind of disagree with his book now. It's an amazing book. It talks about like giving to charity and the psychology of people who give to charity. And right now is a great example. So right now, during what's happening, which we can't say the word or I get demonetized. So in the chat, don't say the word of what's happening in the world right now, please. And also don't use cursing or like anything that will get me demonetized. Like I'm not kidding, like the chat, I'm pretty confident the chat has demonetized me before, but I don't know how it works. Anyways, I just have had experiences with live streaming. So with what's happening, everyone is donating a ton of money, being so generous, being amazing, and it is amazing. But there are more people who are dying from poverty-related causes than are dying from this, and we're not donating money so rapidly and so compassionately, because when there's like a specific event that is happening, and if it's happening in your own country, your emotions are evoked more. Whereas if something's happening, like modern day slavery, for example, I recommend a book called The Locust Effect by Gary Haugen. The Locust Effect by Gary Haugen. He owns a nonprofit called International Justice Mission, and they go around the world freeing slaves. And it's happening constantly. Like, there's so many people, children who are enslaved, and there's so many people who are like dying of hunger in the world. And why aren't we donating to them constantly? Why is it only like this one event is making us donate? Because we're more emotionally affected by like sudden tragedies that go on. We're like more affected by them, and we care more. So his whole book is talking about like the psychology of donating to charity and how to best fight against poverty. And okay, he gives this amazing metaphor in the book that is like iconic in current philosophy. And he says, what if you are walking down the road and you hear a child who's drowning in a lake? You would immediately run over to the lake, jump in, and save the child, obviously. But you're wearing really expensive shoes that are $100. And I don't know if that's expensive for a shoe, but just go along with the metaphor. I don't buy designer shoes, so I don't know how expensive they are. But let's say they're an $100 pair of shoes. You love them. They're so cute. They're really important to you. And they are ruined if they get wet for some reason. That's how the fabric is made. But you have to immediately jump in the lake and save the children. You can't take your shoes off. The child will die if you don't jump into the water immediately and ruin your shoes. So then he asks, there's a child dying in another country right now, and you could sacrifice the $100 you used to buy your shoes and donate to save a life overseas. If you would do it if the child was drowning in front of you, why won't you donate the money and sacrifice a pair of shoes? That's the metaphor. And it's so fascinating because if it's happening right in front of you and you're seeing someone drowning, then you would save them. If you see a child in front of you starving to death, like, you would sacrifice things. You would like, and it's the same, like when I'm out and I see a homeless person, it's like I will give my money to the homeless person rather than going and buying something. Like, it actually happens in real life when you see things like that are happening. But it's so interesting. So that's the whole, sorry, I'm going in like a really long tangent, but it's an interesting book, and it really inspired me when I was in high school because I was making like hefty paycheck from my YouTube, actually more than I am now. And obviously I was like living at home and stuff. So I had a lot of expendable income, and it really inspired me so much to get involved and to research different organizations to donate to. So if you have extra money, if you just got your stimulus check, I recommend, number one, tithing it and giving it to your local parish or your church, because collections aren't happening and a lot of parishes are like not making enough money and people are not taking paychecks. Like, some priests aren't taking paychecks to try to figure out how to survive. So donate to your parish, and then also donate to International Justice Mission. They're really good. And then, oh my gosh, there's a website called Charity Navigator that I recommend, because a lot of people are like, oh, they're corrupt, the money is just going to some rich person, it's not going to be given to the children who are dying. No, there's a website called Charity Navigator, and it looks at the tax info and explores into every nonprofit ever, and it gives them a rating of how they spend the money. So Charity Navigator, if you want to do some donation with your stimulus check, obviously use it for yourself. So going to start my tithe, my church lost $5,000 this week. That's so good. I'm so happy. I mean, I'm not happy for the church. I'm happy that you're reaching out to them. I remember your really old video you did on that in 2012. Oh my gosh, on the Life You Can Save book. That was a horrible video because I'm like, every minute a child is dying, you're contributing to them dying. And I would not go about that approach anymore. That's like a Michael Voris approach. That's a type of approach he would do. peanut butter, smooth or crunchy? Smooth. Same with almond butter. And by the way, I was at the store the other day trying to buy almond butter. They had cashew butter, and it was $12 for a thing of cashew butter. I couldn't do it. My live-in goes to Nigeria every year, and they do that out there. And probably this video will get demonetized because you're not allowed to talk about TRAGEDIES. So since I use the word poverty, demonetized, I bet. But we'll see. And they can always check the video afterwards and monetize it in a couple of days. And as long as the title and thumbnail are chill, they'll usually remonetize your videos. So yeah. Okay. Is believing in extraterrestrials against Roman Catholic beliefs? It's optional. You can believe, I'm pretty sure you can believe whatever you want. If I'm wrong, someone please correct me. Would you do a debate with a Protestant on live YouTube? It depends on the topic, just because I've thoroughly researched a lot of things that are really important, like proving the Pope, proving the Eucharist, proving why sola scriptura is wrong, proving some of the Marian dogmas, but I haven't researched everything. So obviously, like, certain things prove Catholicism, like believing in real presence of the Eucharist and proving the Pope, like, done, you become Catholic. But there's other things involved that I might not have like perfect arguments for, and I wouldn't want to come on and debate someone if I don't have like perfect arguments. But if it's something I've like researched thoroughly, which are several things, then I would be down to do that. So hi Lizzie, quick question. Do you feel about Jordan Peterson? I don't really care about Jordan Peterson. I'm pretty sure he's pretty overrated, I think. I kept having heartburn until I switched to oat milk from almond milk. That's interesting that you're like, I don't know, you have some kind of aversion to almond milk. I love oat milk. I just got more oat milk from Trader Joe's. Would you debate, oh, we already answered that. Have you ever had sunflower butter? It's so good, it tastes like peanut butter. No. Not sure if it was a debate, but Lizzie did discuss with Protestant Goddess Gray. Yes, we talked about faith. Church Charity Watchdog does that too. That's how I started donating to CRA. I don't think it's that simple though. Poverty has just as much to do with structural inequalities, geographical and educational barriers, and corruption. 100 isn't necessarily going to solve it. Exactly. He talks about that in the book too, the whole like drop in a bucket thing, and how we shouldn't think like that because one life is really, really important. But in the book, the Gary Hagen book, The Locus Effect, he talks about how political corruption and not having criminal justice systems and not having police forces is a bigger problem, like violence happening in other countries. So that book is amazing, and it kind of disproves the life you can save a little bit, because in the life you can save, he makes it seem like if we get this amount of money donated, poverty's gone. But in the Locus Effect, Gary Hagen talks about how there's so much structural things going on where they don't have police forces, so people are getting like violated and physically assaulted and getting their property stolen and getting beaten up, and all these things are happening in other countries, getting murdered, and nothing. Oh my gosh, this video is so demonetized. So many things are happening, going on in these countries, and they don't have police forces, and we don't even realize how powerful our police forces are. Obviously, I am all Black Lives Matter. I know I get so much hate for saying that. I've made videos about this, but our criminal justice system is very not just, it's very corrupt, especially against Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. Native Americans actually have it the worst. So obviously, I'm not saying we have a perfect police force or a perfect criminal justice system, especially our prison system is horrific, but compared to other countries, we have an amazing police force, and in general, you can walk around and you're not gonna get like your house stolen. You know what I mean? You're not gonna be like walking to the store and get murdered. So we have it a lot better, and when someone does get murdered, like they were giving this one example in a country, and someone was assaulted and murdered, and they knew exactly who did it, but they don't give you an attorney. So here you always get an attorney. You always have an attorney, even if you're really, really poor. In other countries, there's nothing you can do because you can't afford an attorney because you're poor. And so our country has it a lot better. And that book, The Locust Effect, actually made me like more positive towards America. I tend to be very cynical and see all the flaws in our country, and that book made me realize, oh wow, there are actually like huge positives in our criminal justice system and in our Constitution and Bill of Rights. We have a lot of really positive things going for us in this country, and this country is amazing and I love it, and I'm so proud and happy to be an American. But also there's a lot of flaws in our country that are worth pointing out. And my thing, because people do complain like I'm not patriotic enough and all these things, but if you want an ideal society, you should be constantly aiming towards being better and better and better. Like that's how I am with myself, right? Like I go to confession a lot and I'm constantly like nitpicking how to be a more virtuous person. So shouldn't we do the same thing for our country where we're constantly nitpicking and trying to be the most virtuous country? I think so. So I think it's fine pointing out flaws, and yeah, so I know a lot of people just left the live stream because I'm talking about all of this. I know it's unpopular to talk about these things. And then our military as well, like we're constantly going to war, and yeah. I wondered because I'd heard a few Catholic YouTubers mention that they've noticed Protestants who start analyzing their faith end up converting. Would setting up a debate be a Patreon reward? That would be cool. We call it reconciliation. It depends on which diocese you're in. I would love if Orthodox and Catholic debated the issues between each other. You should do a Bible study quiet time routine. Like, what Bible do you use in study materials? Sorry if you already posted a video about it. Yes, I have a video talking about it. It's called look on YouTube, Lizzie's Answers, God Time, and my video will come up. I'm wearing like a bright pink shirt in it, and I talk about like how I do my devotional time and my God time. And I had a different Bible in that video than I do now. Now I have the Little Rock Catholic Study Bible. Little Rock Catholic Study Bible. I made my God time video when I was converting into Catholicism, so I still do all of those things. So I recommend that video, God Time. I'm like so proud with how that video turned out. I did like so much filming and different shots and a lot of music, and it took like so freaking long, but I'm so proud of how that video turned out. That during those couple months, I made a lot of videos I'm so proud of. Like I made a video on how to pull an all-nighter and how to study, and I love how the video turned out so much because like I love studying. Like I said, I just started a 600-page book. Like I love reading and I love studying and I loved being in school. So even though I was already out of school when I made that video on how to study, I was like so happy with how it turned out because it had like a ton of shots and everything. And then also during that time, I made a video talking about my Pepperdine experience, and it was like me walking around the whole campus, which with like a voiceover of my experiences with like depression and bipolar and relationships and everything that happened there, and like positive memories as well, of course. Do you talk to God like he is a friend for you, or like a friend but with respect? I have a very casual relationship with God, and not as a negative thing. I just think I'm very used to God and so familiar. And so Catholicism has actually helped me attribute more holiness to God. And I'm not saying you should be like scared of God, but you should be like in awe of how like huge God is and how other and holy and above. And I kind of, through the years as a Protestant, I lost that amount of awe towards God and amazement. And so the way Catholic churches are built, how they're so beautiful and ornate and decorated, and pictures and like a tabernacle, and the Eucharist is there and you like bow in front of God, that has really brought this like fullness to my faith. The fullness of the faith is what we call Catholicism, but it's made me like adore God more than I used to, because I used to just see him reverence. Yes, I have more reverence. I have the opposite problem. I can't relate to God, not even Jesus. Just read the Gospels more. Just read through the Gospels. Like read the Gospel of Mark tonight. It's really short. And I feel like Jesus comes across as a very like down to earth, humble, funny person. So, will you name your children Polycarp and Irenaeus? No, No, maybe for middle names, but you can't name your kids. My daughter is going to be named Estella, which actually is a name for Mary, because Mary is called the Star of the Sea. So would you consider becoming I don't know what that word is. How are your teeth so white? Teeth whitening. It's not that difficult. I don't know why people are like so confused how my teeth are white. Like, I use teeth whitening toothpaste that has hydrogen peroxide and baking soda in it. So buy teeth whitening toothpaste, and every time you brush your teeth, use them, and then buy teeth whitening strips. It's really, really simple. I don't know why people are asking me that like all the time, and I'm like, my teeth are actually not that white right now. I need to I'll show you guys my teeth real quick. So these teeth right here, no, the teeth to the right of my two front teeth right here, they're fake because they were like really, really small. So my parents were like really into my smile when I was in high school. So they wanted them perfect. So they're bigger, but these are wider than my other teeth, see? So I need to get my teeth back to this color. So there are a few shades not white enough. So I know people are like, how is that possible? Your teeth are so white. But yeah, through the years you have coffee and stuff. And so you always need to be upkeeping your teeth. It's kind of like with your skin, how you're always like moisturizing your skin, and like you're always washing your body, for example. You're always showering, you're always washing your hair. So you should always be upkeeping your teeth as well. Like, you brush your teeth all the time, so why not whiten them? It just makes sense. I'm getting my new teeth in a month. Yay! I'm so happy for you. I wanted to name my girl Estella Marie Eliana, which actually translates to Star of the Sea. God has answered me because infertility runs in my family, so it'd be a blessing to have a girl. Aw, let me screenshot that. That's really sweet. Estella Marie Eliana. I love that so much. Would you like the name Heston for a boy? I'm sorry, I don't like it. I'm so confused about if God has or hasn't a plan for our lives. I don't even know how to start explaining this, but James Martin is, hey guys, we don't name call on my channel. That's horrible. We don't name call on the Lizzie's Answers channel. Gideon for a boy. Jesus had it far worse than me. That's a good way of looking at it. What are the requirements for apostolic succession? I'm not the best person to answer this because I think you're talking about Anglican and Episcopals and if they have valid apostolic succession, which is very complicated, and I personally have not researched the issue. And I understand how apostolic succession worked in the early church, and like Jesus breathed on the apostles, and then in Acts 1, I think 1 or 2, I think chapter 1, since Judas died, killed himself. This is already demonetized. We can just speak openly. Matthias replaced him, and so they breathed on Matthias. They gave him the powers of apostolic succession, and they yeah. So, and in the early church, like in Irenaeus's book Against Heresies, he talks about how Peter conveyed the powers of apostolic succession onto Clement, who's the third pope. So Peter was able to like give apostolic succession to multiple people. So yeah, I understand how it works. I'm not sure how it works with other Protestant churches and like when it's legit, and you need to know when it's legit to know whether or not you have the Eucharist, because you don't have the Eucharist, it's not actually real presence if you don't have apostolic succession. So that's very important to know. And what I like about being Catholic is I have certainty that all the priests have apostolic succession and that it's the real Eucharist. Whereas if I was Anglican, it would be a question mark every time I'm at Mass. So, hi Lizzie, love your messy bun, and those earrings are amazing and cute. Thank you. I got them from a company called Ana Luisa, who has sponsored me before. So go check them out. I love Ana Luisa. I like all of my jewelry is from them or from my boyfriend or from other companies who have sent me things. So I don't buy my own jewelry. I don't have to. Happy Almost Mercy Day. My parents named me Hope after 9/11. I try to view it as a calling. Are you okay? Do I look upset? I love the name Straya. I really like the name Amy, but I'm never having kids. I'm 40. Going up the comments. You guys are talking to each other. You and Marie live in Canada. I've been a Catholic since I was a child, but I started searching about Catholicism now that I'm 18 because I've been questioning about a lot of things in Catholicism, and you've been helping me so much. Oh, what's your name? Mariana? That makes me so happy. How would you know if a group has the Eucharist? You have to know whether or not they have apostolic succession, and from people I've talked to about it who know more than me, they've said it's unclear. So we don't know 100%. It's like, you don't know. But in Catholicism, like, we know 100%. So what do you think about these pastors still holding services during the pandemic? Are they narcissistic? I don't know. It's impossible to judge other people's intentions. So that's why I don't judge other people's intentions. I just assume everyone has pure intentions, and it's a great way to go about life. Any book recommendations that prove the existence of purgatory? I'm struggling with understanding purgatory. I just made a video about purgatory, so you're in luck. So go watch my video talking about purgatory. I read so many primary sources, but if you're interested in reading about purgatory, read Francis de Sales, Francis, D-E-S-A-L-E-S, Francis de Sales. He has a really good treatise on purgatory, so look him up talking about purgatory. DM me on Twitter or Instagram if you can't find it, but he has a book that he wrote, and it was like a reaction to the Protestant Reformation, and so he has like a really good essay on it, and I actually found that after I mostly researched for my video, and all of my research corresponded with his chapter in his book talking about it. So it has all, yeah, but go watch my video on it. I put a lot of time, like so much time into that video. St. Francis de Sales rocks. Do you know the Cimarelli sisters? Yes, I have hung out with Christina and Lisa. I've met all of them at a concert, but I only know Christina and Lisa, who are so fun and wonderful and depth. Do you watch any trans YouTubers? Yes, actually a lot. My favorite one is Blair White. I love her so much. She's so funny. And then I also watch Calvin, and I also watch Gigi, and let me think of some of the other names. I love Blair. I know, she's so great. Are you in the state of grace? I hope so. Are you talking about the Taylor Swift song, or are you talking about going to reconciliation for the person who doesn't like when I say confession? When you say that Anglican Eucharist is a question mark, in that case, for all Anglican Eucharist, including the Eucharist consecrated by a priest, yeah, I'm talking about Anglican priests, it's a question mark. YouTube channel, I meant to say. Are you talking about trans YouTube channels? That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about YouTube channels. So yeah, I think it's super random that I found all of them kind of individually, but it helped me understand so much gender dysphoria, and I feel like it's becoming such like a national topic of conversation, and a lot of Christians don't understand it and are not able to talk about it in like a sensitive, compassionate way, and I am, because I watch their videos talking about it, and so I've really like listened from people actually dealing with it, which I think is really important. When you're dealing with something like gender dysphoria, you should listen to people instead of just like judging them immediately. And yeah, I think it's really hateful how a lot of people talk about those issues. So yeah, I recommend watching YouTube. You see, you learn so much from YouTube. I'm learning that a lot of imagery of heaven, hell, angel, and demons is not based on scripture. When we covered this in theology, my mind was blown. I haven't watched Gigi in a really long time. Do you gain indulgences? Yes, I think you gain indulgences by like looking at a crucifix and crossing yourself. Like there's like a lot of ways to get partial indulgences. Actually, that Catholic girl, Vanessa, has a video on indulgences, so look up that Catholic girl indulgences. So I really like her video that she made talking about it. But there were like a lot of different things, a lot of different ways to get partial indulgences and then full indulgences. So your eyes are beautiful. Thank you. My eyeliner is doing great. Models. Do you watch Jordan Cooper's YouTube videos? I'm not familiar. Hey Lizzie, how are you? I'm good. My brother Tim with cancer that you prayed for has been improving. Tumors have been shrinking. That's amazing. I was literally praying for his soul if he dies because it sounded like so horrible, you know what I mean? By like all the updates and everything. So that's amazing. That's so amazing. I'm so happy. I love when you guys share with me updates because my video going up tomorrow, it's going up at noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 Central, 1 Mountain. So watch my video on the rosary tomorrow. Even though a lot of you who are already Catholic, you're going to be super bored because you're like, I already know how to pray the rosary. Like, why is Lizzie? Why am I watching this? But you can live chat and hang out with me. But in the video, I shared a couple examples of like miracles that have happened from the rosary. And yeah. And I shared like a couple from people who updated me, but yeah, and there are a lot of things that have happened that I haven't even talked about because they're like more personal things. And yeah, so when you regularly pray the rosary, you see a lot of like miracle-like things happening. And in my rosary video that's going up tomorrow, I said a lot of people will be like, oh, it's just a coincidence, like it's all coincidences. But when so many coincidences happen, when you start praying the rosary, you attribute a lot of things to God. I love praying the rosary and I'm Lutheran. A lot of people in my congregation do. Yeah, that's the thing. So Lutherans can be a lot more closer to Catholics than I think. This is a pillow. I don't understand. I struggle to pray. That's why we have memorized prayers in Catholicism. It's really nice. So, have you prayed the Divine Mercy Novena? I'm not sure. In the next 10 years, Orthodox, SSPX, or any Protestant Catholicism, and I think that Orthodox has like an 1,000-year history. I made a video about uniting with Orthodox. I think it has a clickbait title called "I'm Becoming Orthodox?" ? And like the Pope and Pope Bartholomew and Pope Francis regularly meet. And yes, you're allowed to call the Orthodox patriarchs Pope. In Vatican documents, they call them Pope. SSPX followed by Orthodox followed by Anglican. Everyone can pray the rosary. Yes! So in my video, I said how to pray the rosary for Protestants because I want Protestants to begin to pray the rosary. If you have any testimonies, it would be nice to talk about how your relationship with Mary has changed. I started a Marian consecration coming from being Protestant and I already feel changed. I don't know how to do a Marian consecration. So, The Secret of the Rosary by St. Louis de something is a great book. You should read it if you haven't already. Okay, I'll screenshot this. What about priestesses? I don't see how it's possible for them to consecrate the Eucharist. Yeah, so with sacraments in Catholicism, you have to have the right form. So for the Eucharist, you have to have bread and wine or it's not a Eucharist. For marriage, you have to have a man and a woman or it's not marriage. For apostolic succession, you have to have a man or it's not a priest. So unfortunately, there's a lot of things like that where you have to have the right matter. And for baptism, you have to have water or it's not baptism. So for becoming a priest, that's just immediately like not a real priest. Genuine question. Have you watched Tiger King and do you think Carrie Baskin killed her husband? No. I don't know anything about that. Form, matter, and intention. Thank you for that. Found out there is a Byzantine monastery about 40 minutes from here, planning on visiting for mass when this is over. Anyways, I think we're already demonetized, so it's okay. We can say words. Can you make a video about why Protestants only have 66 books in their Bible? Yes. That's actually a really good video to make. Dad would have been 48 today, wanted to watch 2 movies he liked, but they were removed from Netflix last month. Aww. The talk about St. Louis does something in the 33-day Marian consecration. His works were actually hidden for a while. I live by an international famous Orthodox monastery. That's so cool. I would love to visit a monastery. Does anyone have Catholic music recommendations? Yes, Jackie Francois. It looks like Francois, but Jackie Angel, her name was Jackie Francois before she got married. So look up Jackie Angel and her music, and I really, really love From Glory to Glory. And what are the other songs I love from her album? Glory to Glory. I forget the other names of her songs. Anyways, I like her songs. Both of their albums, I love songs from them. Your Love Is Better is really, really good. Gregorian chant. Jackie Francois, right? I'll have to check out her music. The international monastery is called Saint something. Are you a Franciscan or something like that? No, I'm not anything like that. I'm just a lay Catholic. Michael W. Smith. Matt Mayer. If you're looking for Protestant music, I recommend Barlow Girl and Britt Nicole. Back in the day when I was like growing up, they were bomb. Is Catholic music separate from artists like Lauren Daigle and Lecrae? Well, they're Protestant, so it's just like they're all Christian, so they're all like Christian music, but I think she was asking for like Catholic Christian music rather than Protestant Christian music. Is there Orthodox Christian music besides like chanting? Thanks everybody, I'm excited to listen. Awesome, I'm so happy all you guys contributed. Rokio says, I went to the grocery store this morning and I could not find my favorite almond milk. That's so sad. Yeah, the past 2 times I've been to Trader Joe's, they haven't had oat milk, but this last time they did. So I was so excited. You guys don't even know how excited I get. What about Hillsong? I love Hillsong. I got so much hate when I said on Twitter that there was like a week on Twitter where everything I posted got hated on so much that I made a whole YouTube video about it. And I talked about how if Hillsong keeps people coming to mass, like, that's great. And people were like, no, Hillsong is satanic. I get oat milk at Walmart. Is it good? Because I've tried other oat milk and I only like the Trader Joe's oat milk. Banana almond milk is the best, just so you know. What do you do when you are feeling sad to cheer up? Today has not been great for me. I cry and I get it all out. I talk to God and I just cry and I listen to sad music and I get it out. And then after that, I listen to other music, like upbeat music to pump me up. So I was feeling bad yesterday because sometimes things on social media don't get to me, but something actually got to me that was said to me on social media. So I listened to this song by Erica Costello called Queen, and she's talking about how it's like an upbeat song about her getting hate on the internet, and I felt like I could relate to it. So Erica Costello is Jake Paul's ex-girlfriend, if you guys know like the big people on YouTube. So she actually puts out music and it's really, really good. So I follow her YouTube channel. She doesn't have good diet advice because she doesn't eat enough calories, but Liz, how are you so happy? Because I cry. When I'm dealing with something, I cry and cry and cry and listen to sad music and read psalms that are upset at God, and I cry and I complain and I journal, and then after that I get all the sadness out and then I'm happy. So I recommend that, but also when I'm on YouTube, it's my happiest personality. So every YouTuber you watch, they bring like their most positive, upbeat version of themselves onto the camera because they're trying to help people on the other side of the camera who are sad feel happy. And so every YouTuber you see, that's not their personality all the time. It's just their personality on camera. So that's important to know too. I'm not like always like upbeat talking like da 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 like all the time. Like a lot of times I'm just chill. I'm just like laying in bed listening to music or like writing a video script or just like sitting and editing and like getting frustrated with my editing software because it keeps crashing. You know what I mean? So I complain sometimes. I get annoyed at things. I get mad. I get sad. Like I'm just a regular person. But on social media, people bring like their best self. I love the flashing lights behind you. Yay! Yeah, well, I'll always have them on setting 2 of my light because you can change them to different settings. So I've thought about in my YouTube videos if I should have twinkling lights or not. So do you have Asian ancestry? I have winged eyeliner on right now, but without eyeliner, people also think that, oh my gosh, thank you for the emoji donation. Thank you, Phil. I love those donations. I want to look at it more. It is a dancing pair. It's a pair lifting weights. That's hilarious. That's so cute. I convinced an evangelical Protestant to pray the rosary once. It might have been easier because I'm Lutheran instead of Catholic, because he dislikes Catholicism strongly. Today has been really sad for me. I cried a lot today. That's good. It's so good to get it all out and cry. I think that's really important. And listen to sad music, but then listen to happy music. So guys, so I gave up music for Lent, as we talked about last live stream. And now that I'm listening to music, I caught up on Kelsea Ballerini's new album called Kelsea, and she liked my tweet. I'm not kidding. She's like a huge music star, and she saw my tweet, or someone on her team did, talking about, I hope it was actually her, where I was talking about her song Half of My Hometown, which I have perfectly memorized now, and I was singing along to it when I was doing my dishes earlier. It's so good. I'm gonna learn on guitar next. It'll be so fun. Half of my hometown. It's so good. Oh my gosh. Lizzie, oh my goodness, did you watch Dr. Marshall's video on the Shroud of Turin? No, I did not. I don't know. What I love about the song Half of My Hometown, I was telling my boyfriend about this. He's like, why do you keep talking about this song? Like, do you relate to it? And I'm like, no, I don't. But the last part of her song, she is from Knoxville, Tennessee. So the whole time she's singing Half of My Hometown, still hanging around. So she talks about like people from her high school who like left after high school and then people who stayed. And then she's talking about how, I know I said I memorized the lyrics and now I like can't think of it because it's like under pressure, but I can sing along with it when the music is playing. So then she talks about how she wants to come back and raise her kids in her hometown, just in red and black, go Bobcats, while the other half. And then she talks about how so she wants to raise her children there. And then she says that people are coming to her show and they know the words, they sang them loud. All I want to do is make them proud, because half of me will always be from Knoxville, Tennessee, my hometown. So it's so cute because she's talking about like how she left her hometown and half of her family is happy she left and the other happy worries that she'll forget where she came from, which is where they came from. And it's just like, it's such a sweet family song. And that's what I really like about her album. If you just got here, I'm talking about Kelsea Ballerini's new album, since I finally am able to listen to music, because it's after Lent. So yeah, her songs are very much like, she doesn't like going out to parties, she likes staying at home, she's married, so she has like positive music about love. And she actually recently, if you like her and Halsey recently did a concert together and it's all uploaded on YouTube. So just search Kelsea Halsey concert and they did like a ton of songs together, like duets that are really, really good. So I'm obsessed with music. That's why it was so hard to give up music, because I listen to music constantly and I love singing and like learning songs on guitar and dancing and yeah, analyzing my life through music. So if anyone wants to screenshot, here's the list of recommendations. Oh, we're back at Catholic music. Jackie Francois. I need to make a video on Catholic rap. You should listen to Catholic song in Spanish, especially Just Said. It means mercy. This is the same thing the group. Okay, I will screenshot this. Because all I want to do is make them proud. What do you think about Taylor paying the guy to do what he did? The pretending he didn't know him when he interviewed him. We're not going to talk about that, because I talked about that a couple live streams ago. And like I said, I always want to assume the absolute best of intentions of everyone. So I don't want to talk about drama on my YouTube channel because it's gossiping. So we already talked about that. When was the last time you doubted the faith? Oh, this happened recently. I was upset about something. What was it? I totally forget. What was I researching? because I've been talking about purgatory, the resurrection, the Pope. I learned that something happened like later than I thought it did. It wasn't original sin. What was it? Oh, I think I was learning that parts of the Mass were developed in like the Middle Ages or something. So like currently the way we do Mass is like way different or something. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that's so much later than I thought. This started in the Middle Ages. What? Like I thought it was from the 2nd century, something like that. But it wasn't liturgy though. It was something. It was something that I was talking to my boyfriend about that he was studying, and it happened like in the Middle Ages. And I was like, I thought this was earlier, but it actually wasn't. So, I forget what it was though, but it wasn't like I was doubting the faith. I was just like jolted by it. Like, what? Everything's supposed to be original, which everything is original, but then some of the infallible teachings are original, but then the way they play out can change and stuff depending on the time and the culture. So do you know about the Demi Lovato drama going on right now on Twitter? No, but if I did know about it, I wouldn't talk about it because I hate gossip. I don't know what's happening. I just joined. People are asking me different questions and we're talking about random things. So, Taylor Marshall didn't actually pay Alexander to steal the pocket mama. He just provided airfare. That's a really important thing to talk about. Catholic rap, another reason I'm Orthodox. Okay, touche. Oh my gosh, I got a donation. Sorry, I didn't notice this. Wesley Phuket, what is the difference between Orthodox and Catholic? So, in 1054, the Orthodox Church broke away from the Catholic Church, but since we were together for 1,000 years, we have very similar theology. We have like the same theology on pretty much everything, except for they're not united with the Pope. Instead, so originally the Roman bishop was the first among equals, so the Roman bishop was like the Supreme Court for the church. That's kind of a bad metaphor, so just let's go along with it. So the Roman bishop was like in charge, but everyone was an equal, of course. So then the Orthodox Church left and they made the Bishop of Constantinople the first among equals, who is now Pope Bartholomew, who, if you just got here, the Vatican documents call the other patriarchs of the Orthodox Church Pope. Pope means father. So we call everyone father. We call, not everyone, we call priests and bishops and everyone father. So, yeah, that's the main differences between the two churches. What is your favorite song right now? Half of My Hometown by Kelsey Ballerini and Other Girl. It's so good. She made a song together with Halsey called Other Girl, and it's so good. So it's talking about you find out that your boyfriend has another girl. So depth, right? And she's asking like, is it you? Is it me? Da-da-da. Tell me who's the other girl? Who's the first? Who's the fool? Who's the diamond? Who's the pearl? Are you mad? Me too. And I wonder in his world, is it me? Is it you? So I wonder in his world, is it me? Is it you? Who's the other girl? So finding out that he has another girlfriend and wondering who the original one is, and to him, who's the side chick and who is he actually in love with? So I think it's a really interesting take on a common situation, which unfortunately it is a common situation. So I want to make sure, I wonder what percentage I am on my phone, because last time my phone died in the middle. But I had like 50% going into this, so I think we should be fine. So how are you, Miss Lizzie? I'm doing really good. I've been like ahead of schedule with my YouTube channel lately, so it is really nice that I'm not stressed out anymore, and I've been reading more, which is really nice when I get passionate about things that I read. It's a positive thing. Okay, there's a lot of people talking to each other, so I'm trying to think, I'm trying to find comments talking to me, which is good you're talking to each other. What's the deal with the SSPX? So they're a schismatic group, so they're not united with the Pope. They don't think that the Pope is the real Pope. Hi, Lizzie Tuck. How are you? What do you do today? Do you think I think we're okay with the Wi-Fi, but just in case, I'm gonna move this over here a little bit so that we have better. And I will move further up on my bed. Oh my, you saw me. There aren't that many people in the live chat now. Have you read C.S. Lewis's books on Christianity? Yes, I have read Mere Christianity, The Great Divorce. I love The Great Divorce. All of you need to read it, even if you're Catholic, because he's Anglican, so he's Protestant. But if you're Catholic, you have to read The Great Divorce. It actually helped me become Catholic. So it's really, really good. The Screw Tape Letters are really, really good. It's talking about like the perspective of Satan, and it's really good with like fighting temptation. So, oh, that's so sweet. A little unicorn. Oh, I wish I could interview you for a book. You can email me. My email is LizziesAnswers@gmail.com. Pretty simple. Everyone can understand it. I keep getting these ads on Instagram. Well, not ads. I keep getting companies commenting on my photos and being like, "Can you model for our company?" Because they want to like me to do sponsored posts basically. But the way they do sponsored posts, because I DM'd them, is you get a discount at the store. So they're not even sending you free products. They're not paying you for the sponsored post, and they're not sending you free products. You still have to pay for the products. You just get a discount code. So I'm like, no, that's a bad deal. And they're overpriced clothes anyways. So I just like, am like, no, I don't want to work with you unless you decide to send me free clothes. So they keep commenting on my photos and being like, "You're beautiful. Can you like DM our account? We'd love to work with you." And they keep getting like more and more like upbeat about it. So crossing the trail. Orthodox don't believe in purgatory or indulgences. So do those teachings start after the Great Schism? No. The theology of purgatory has existed from the 1st century. I mean, it's in the Bible. So they believe in, they don't call it purgatory, but they believe in like a final cleansing. So they believe in purgatory. Like, they wouldn't say it, but they believe in the exact same concept. They just don't parse it out the way we do. And what was the other thing you said? Indulgences? I don't know. I'm not familiar with indulgences. So do you check your closets? Just curious. Something I used to do. Do you mean like my closet? I just reorganized my closet for summer. You should do it. It would make you feel like a princess. Working with a company? What? What are we talking about, you guys? This is one of the reasons why I have my accounts on private. Do you think Luther was trying to help the church, or do you think he was trying to gain power over it? Like I said, I always assume pure intentions from people. The problem with Luther is he fell off a horse and had brain damage. A lot of people don't talk about that. He also had generalized anxiety disorder and depression. So, Solus Griffiths, what? You're back with donating. Thank you so much. Hi, Lizzie. I love how it's pink too. Been doing better in some ways, worse in others. Hanging in there though, using artwork to get me through the lockdown. It's a form of prayer in a way, and I believe God is with me while I'm drawing. God bless you. Yes, Solus Griffiths has been sending me on Facebook all these like icons and art he's creating, and they're beautiful, so beautiful. It's like amazing. I wish I was talented. And it's so funny because one of my best friends too, she has been drawing so much, and so I see Solus Griffiths' art, and then I see my best friend Monica, what she's drawing, and they're totally different styles. Like, she's drawing like people and he's drawing people too. So, but church art people, and she's drawing like her friends. So like saints are our friends though. I feel like I keep saying the wrong things. Saints are our friends, and they're real people, but they're people in the past who are alive right now though. So it's not any different. So you're not any different than Monica, except you're doing it in like a icon type drawing. So wow. Have you done any Catholic apologetics? Thank you for the donation. If so, how did it compare with previous apologetics? All my videos are apologetics, and I do speaking events. So I don't know what you mean by apologetics, because all my videos on Catholicism are apologetics videos. I'm Solus Griffiths on Instagram. Oh my gosh, I have to follow you. I'm gonna screenshot this. Sorry, you guys. I accidentally just closed my phone. I was trying to, Solus Griffiths is your guardian angel. I thought my guardian angel was female, though. I was trying to leave a super chat, but my phone was glitching. Anyways, I've got to go. God bless you. I'll always be grateful for you. Oh, saints are more alive than we are. Exactly. LOL, I used to check my closets to make sure the boogeyman wasn't in there. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Vanity Publishing, I remember as a kid telling me my poetry was good, but wanting me to pay for it to be published. That's so funny. Lizzie, you would love summer in Wisconsin. Last year, it was in a Thursday. What was in a Thursday? Being a model would make you feel like a princess. Oh, I've done sponsored videos before with like clothing companies who have given me free clothes for the videos and paid me, so I do get to model with my clothes. So yeah. Okay. What are your thoughts on Billy Graham? I don't have any thoughts on Billy Graham. I feel like he's a little bit above my generation. So yeah, I don't have clear thoughts on it. I've been doing a lot of art lately. Honestly, that's all I've done. I do art on my YouTube channel. I have to check it out. Can you DM me your YouTube channel? The book that I'm using to help with Marian consecration is 33 Days to Morning Glory, in case you are interested. Okay, I'll screenshot this. Angels have no gender. Angels don't have gender? But then why are the angels like Michael, Gabriel? Those are male names. I thought my angel was female. Ugh, this is so annoying. They don't have genders? I always think of guardian angels as having genders as the same gender as the person. Like, I expect, like, my friend Kyle's guardian angel to be male, and, like, Trevor's guardian angel to be male, and, like, Monica's guardian angel to be female. Like, I literally pray to people's guardian angels, and... what? My angel is a guy! Exclamation mark. No, they do not have genders. Ugh, wow. I've been visualizing this wrong my whole life. Actually, no, I didn't start believing in guardian angels until like a couple years ago when I started researching into Catholicism. I've been painting an icon of the Holy Face during Lent. Still not finished. That's so cool. You should look up Father Ripperger on guardian angels. He said they don't have a gender, but they tend to be more masculine in nature. Ew! Why would they be more masculine in nature than feminine in nature? God doesn't have a gender. Why do angels? Angels don't have bodies. They're spiritual persons. I know, but when Gabriel came to greet Mary, he was a physical person. He looked physical, at least. Is true that angels do not have a gender. How does everyone... Thoughts on William Lane Craig? Is that a philosopher? William Lane Craig? Did you do, that sounds so familiar, yet I can't reach the thought. Is this someone who I should know? I'm guessing you think you are. You probably think you're above the SSPX. Of course, he probably is if he's united with the Pope and not part of the SSPX. He's like objectively more in line with truth. I just read that St. Irenaeus of Lyons and Eusebius of Caesarea list Linus in the late 2nd century as the first bishop of Rome. What does that mean for Peter being called the first? No, you're wrong. In Irenaeus, I just did a video talking about the Pope, and in the video, so he lists all the popes up until his name, which was, I wish I had the book here. Go watch my video on the Pope. But anyways, he lists, like, let's say there were like 10 popes. So he's like, those are 11 popes, but he lists 10 names, not including Peter, meaning Peter was the first. So according to Irenaeus' list, Peter was the first pope based upon the amount of people he read. And then yeah, does that make sense? So Irenaeus thought that Peter was the first pope. I'm not sure about Eusebius, but yeah. But I mean, it doesn't matter either way because people around the time, well, Eusebius was a heretic, first of all, so we can't accept everything he says as like truth, absolute truth. Even if he was a saint, we can't expect all the writings of someone to be absolute truth. Like, Aquinas is wrong on things. So he was wrong on it if he didn't think that Peter was the first pope, but he's not even a saint. So yeah, he was recording history, which is amazing, but Irenaeus was like centuries earlier, and not centuries, a couple centuries. But did the early church live on persecution and executions? Yes, there was massive persecution going on in the 1st century by the Jews, and then in the mid-2nd century, there were a lot of persecutions as well. Some saints were heretics? No. Well, yes, there were some saints who were heretics at one point and then went back to Orthodox teaching. Like, one example that's crazy, I recently read about this. So do you guys know who Marcion is? So Marcion is one of like the biggest Gnostic leaders. Gnosticism was like this huge heresy group in the 2nd century, even like a little bit in the 1st century. And Marcion was like a huge leader, and he actually decided that he was wrong and was going to come back to the church and officially be united to the Pope and to the Orthodox Church teachings. But he died before he officially did. So I think he's in heaven because he like repented and was about to come back and be part of the church again. So isn't that crazy? Marcion, like my patron saint, like his like 500-page book is like against Marcion and stuff. So it's crazy that he ended up repenting at the end of his life. It's really, really cool actually. So you should do a video about ichthus. I already have a video on that on my YouTube channel when I was in college. So yeah, I like wrote all the Greek words and okay, Caitlin, SSPX is a schismatic group. Dean is wrong. I made a video talking about this like a year ago, and I mentioned that, and everyone was like, you're wrong, they're not schismatic, they're in da 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 da, and everyone's just is wrong about it. So yeah, there's people who are just wrong about it. Sorry, guys. There's a group called FSSP, who are people from SSPX who PX is schismatic. Period. Hi, Lizzie. Of course not. Saints are saints before they die. Hello, beautiful friend of mine named Lizzie. Hi, Brandon the poet. How are you doing? The SSPX is one of the few things I agree with Patrick Coffin and the Gordon brothers about. Yeah, so that was something that happened last live stream. I was constantly being asked about Taylor Marshall and Tim Gordon and them fighting on Twitter and like my thoughts on it. And they were fighting because Taylor Marshall accepted the Eucharist from the SSPX, and then the Gordons were like, no, that's not cool. I mean, I'm pretty sure I didn't read any of the tweets, but people were messaging me about it. But it was over this tweet about the SSPX Eucharist, and it was so controversial because it was the SSPX. It's a complicated situation. Awesome. I'm in Greek currently, and it really pulls back a lot of lagers, and the English isn't clear. How did you discover Choose Your Patron Saint? So I think I was reading a book called Eusebius Church History, and it talked about Irenaeus in the book, so that's where I first became familiar with Irenaeus, and then I began to read more of his writings talking about Mary and the Pope, and yeah. But I think Eusebius Church History is where I first discovered who he was. Or, you know what, it might have actually been on YouTube. There's this one Orthodox YouTuber who I talk to a lot, and not a lot, but he was talking about how, yeah, it was before I read that book that I discovered it, but he was talking about how John taught Polycarp, who taught Irenaeus, so I think that's where I like first heard about him, and then I read about him more in that book, so, okay. Okay, Dean, I'm literally gonna put you in timeout if you don't calm down. What do you think of Fatima? So there's a Marian apparition called Our Lady of Fatima, and there were several little children that Mary appeared to and told several secrets that had to do with the Soviet Union and World War II. Was it World War I or World War II? Anyways, and then Pope John Paul II, how he was attempted to be assassinated, so they got like secrets. And then Mary, of course, per usual, was like, pray the rosary. It's really important to pray the rosary. And then, oh yeah, there was the miracle of the sun, where the sun was doing some weird thing and like thousands of people witnessed it. So it was like totally legit things. There were like loads of eyewitnesses about it. So can you please make a video on SSPX and the points of contention? No, but the Gordons are gonna make a video about the SSPX, so go follow Tim Gordon and Dave Gordon on Twitter, Tim O Theology. And I actually made a video with them as well, but just YouTube search Tim Gordon or like Tim Gordon, Lizzie's Answers, and we made a video together that's really important on Catholic voting and why it's important to vote pro-life. So, yeah. So anyways, they're making a video talking about the SSPX, and they're gonna do a lot better job than I am talking about it. Not on social media, but maybe it'll pop up on my feed. Okay, just go to their YouTube channel. It's called Tim Gordon, Dave Gordon. Just search for them on YouTube, and they're gonna make a video about it. It might already be up on YouTube. Can someone go search and comment the link to their YouTube channel for her? 70,000 people saw the Miracle of the Sun. Wow. When you're not busy, can you see my 2 comments, Lizzie? Let me see if I can find them. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for gifting me with the best gift of all, and that you're being your friendship, Lizzie. Aw. Did you also take Hebrew in college? If so, how do I prepare for it in the fall? No, I didn't take Hebrew because we were trying. So basically at my college, they offered Hebrew every other year, and it didn't fit in my schedule my junior year, because I took Greek my freshman and sophomore year. So then I was trying to take Hebrew, and it didn't fit in my schedule. I had another class that was like required for my major at the same time. So then my junior year, me and this guy Landon, we both really wanted to take Hebrew, and so we like petitioned for them to offer the class, and they said no because there were only 2 of us. And it was so annoying because we were just trying to learn Hebrew in the religion department. I was a religion major at the time, so I was pretty upset about that. But yeah, we were both really upset about that, actually. So we tried to make it happen, and oh my gosh, we tried to get other people to be on the list, and everyone was like, no, I don't want to learn Hebrew. But then I also heard like negative things about the Hebrew professor. Like this one guy who's in the grad program who I became really good friends with, he like dropped out of Pepperdine because of the Hebrew class, because he like failed it and like hated the professor. So I was like, but I had this professor for another class and I loved him. But the way he taught Hebrew, okay, so there's 2 different ways to learn languages. There's immersive, where you go into Spanish class and the teacher starts speaking in Spanish and you like attempt to understand it. And then there's the type of language, which was my Greek class, which is where you start and you're like, this is the alphabet, here's some vocab words, make vocab flashcards, here's the grammar rule, we're gonna do quizzes on the grammar structure. So I like learning languages like that, and the Hebrew class was like immersive, where you go in and just start speaking Hebrew and you're like, what is going on? I can't do that. So I was kind of happy that I didn't take it, because I think I would have hated it, but I still wish I'd taken it. So definitely take Greek and Hebrew if you can in college. It's like the absolute best time. Do you play video games? Do you think they will invent religious video games? There are religious video games. Oh my gosh. One of my friends was playing this video game, and it was like in the Middle Ages, and there were like cathedrals and crucifixes and priests, and like you could go around and see icons of all these people. So there's totally religious video games. So I don't think the whole thing was religious. Does anyone know what game I'm talking about? Do you believe hell is a place or more of a state? People will have bodies in hell, so it's got to be some kind of place, right? Do you like Joan of Arc? What are your thoughts on her? I learned about her when I was like younger, like in high school. So since then, I haven't like relearned her as a Catholic, so I feel like I don't have many thoughts. Hey Lizzie, could you make a video on explaining Catholic views on the end times compared to Protestant views? I don't care. Sorry. Eschatology is just not that interesting to me, because I feel like a lot of like Protestant groups like Jehovah's Witness have like really interesting ideas that are wrong, and like Mormons. And I feel like as a Catholic, like we believe in the final resurrection, we believe in the final judgment, and like cool. So like I'm gonna try the best of my life to be in a state of grace so that I'm accepted into heaven, and hopefully like minimize my time in purgatory. And that's it. You know what I mean? Like, what's the point of analyzing like new heaven and new earth, and like when will Jesus arrive, and like how many people will be in heaven? It's just like boring. It's so boring to me. I don't care. I'm taking Greek and next year I take Hebrew. Yay! I will be going to Biola University to get my bachelor and master hybrid degree. I will need both Hebrew and Greek to get my PhD. Yay! That'll be so fun. You're going to love it so much. And Greek made me better at like English too. Like it helped me understand different grammar structures and be a better writer. So one of my friend's patron saints is Joan of Arc. She loves her so much. Is annihilation disproved by Catholic teaching? I actually don't know. Opinion on UFOs? I don't care. I'm just curious about the end times because my Protestant family and friends keep bringing it up as I'm having difficulty understanding the Catholic view. I don't think we say a lot of things, like we don't emphasize it, but I don't know, you have to ask someone other than me about Catholic end times. I'm not a good person to ask because I don't care, so I haven't looked into it. It is quite boring. I'll be in Los Angeles for Biola University by fall of 2021. Oh. Protestant view is vastly different from the Catholic view. Do you find the term worldly is used quite ambiguously when one questions about what is worldly and what isn't? Yeah, because a lot of people will be like, worldly as a negative thing or culture as a negative thing, but then also we have to view everything as good because God created everything good. So, would you like to be a priest? I'm a female. Protest cringe. We don't bully or name call on my channel, so that's why that got deleted, the Protest cringe comment. I am not a fan of that at all. I'm pretty sure Catholics go with the whatever view of end times. Clearly, I'm not interested in the end times at all, or I would know all of this. The Passion of Joan of Arc is one of the few Catholic films I actually think is cinematically pleasing. I've watched that video actually with my dad. I'm pretty sure it was that movie. What about a nun? I almost said I'm married. I'm not married. In my mind, I'm like sort of married commitment wise, but what do you think about women priests? They don't exist. You cannot be a priest and a woman, so anyone who says they're a woman priest is not a priest. Just done. In the Orthodox, we used to have deaconesses, but can be in swimsuits as a deaconesses. Yeah, so in the early church, they had like people they called deaconesses, but it was totally different from deacons. Deacons who are ordained as members of the as like a rite. It's like a not a rite. What am I thinking of? A sacrament. It's a sacrament to be ordained as a priest or a deacon. So it's not a sacrament. Deaconesses were just people who helped out at the church. They were like an order. So that was a thing happening in the early church, mostly because of baptism. You were naked when you got baptized and they rubbed oil on your entire body. So women did it for women. If there weren't any deaconesses, they just like put oil on your head instead of your whole body. So the oil ceremony was like a big deal, which we still do in baptism and everything. So priestly orders, deacons, priests, and bishops. I don't agree with female priests in the Catholic Church. Nuns have their fanatical role. Yeah, and I actually made a whole video talking about why there are not women priests, and so you can look up that video, Lizzie's Answers, Women Priests, and my video will come up where I talk about that. There are some Catholics who ordain women, but it's really just another form of Protestantism. Love your winged eyeliner, Lizzie. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you so much. Holy orders. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, holy orders. What did I say instead? Priestly orders? I don't know. Sometimes I say things, my mind is thinking a different thing, and then I say a different thing. So, will you go back to school for a postgraduate degree? Do you have in mind for it? I don't know. I was like really wanting to go back to school for a while for a psychology degree, which I don't know. I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't know where I am with that right now. I like when I think about college, I start like crying because of my depression and how like being in a stressful environment triggered depression. So I don't know how I feel about that. Like, yeah, probably eventually I'm gonna go back to school, but I don't feel like, yeah. The Song of Bernadette is the best Catholic movie. There's a group of so-called women priests that were ordained by a rogue bishop and celebrate mass. Many of them are in California. So they're not priests. It's like a woman like priest, but they're not a priest. You can't be a priest. We were talking earlier about form and matter for sacraments, how with baptism you have to have water, for the Eucharist you have to have gluten, bread, and wine, and for priestly orders you have to have a man. Armenia is odd though. I think it's the only European nation who are Oriental Orthodox. What is your favorite story in the Bible? That's a big question. Maybe Esther? I think Esther is a really beautiful story. The whole depression during college, it was the worst. Wait, guys, found him a movie. 2020 is gonna be lit. If it even happens, 2020 is canceled. I didn't say they were actual priests, just hence so-called. Each stream you do, always know how to hit me in the heart, but in a good way, because it inspires me to do more in the world and do what I can in the world. Oh, that's so sweet. Also, guys, look what happened to my nails. So these nails all broke off, and it's actually good because I've been playing my guitar a lot, and it's so much easier to play guitar when your nails are not this long. So like these nails, like this one broke a little bit. But look, like these nails are great, and then these nails are short, but it actually works really well. I was like wondering, like, should I call my nails short? But I realized like this entire hand is good to go. And so I was filming B-roll for my rosary video of me with my rosary in my hands. And I was like, that's perfect because I have my pretty nails to film with. And like I took an Instagram picture today and my fingers were in it. So when I'm doing Instagram pictures or B-roll for YouTube, I can use my hand. But then when I'm playing my guitar, I can use my other hand. So hopefully these continue to not break. But yeah, I'm really happy with, see, this one broke a little bit, but you can see the other ones are like pretty long, so. When I first read Judith and Susanna, I felt cheated that I didn't grow up reading those books. If I do have a daughter, I would name her Susanna. Oh, that's so sweet. I remember I was so angry when I found out there were extra books of the Bible because I was like obsessed with reading through the Old Testament when I was younger. I like read through it like over and over again in so many stories, and I like read through the whole Bible by the middle of high school or middle school or something. So I think high school. But yeah, so I felt like I'd been stolen from me. So I totally understand that attitude if you're a convert. I love your nails. Thank you so much. Hey, Lizzie, I've been raised Church of Christ, and my husband and I have decided we're converting to Catholicism. Yay, welcome home. I'm so happy. I'm excited for my husband and 2 daughters to be Catholic. Oh, how old are your daughters? That's so beautiful. Are you already in RCIA, or are you like, you just decided you're going to start RCIA? It's so great. It's like the true Church of Christ. You know what I mean? What is your favorite Catholic pickup line? Mine is, boy, you're so fine, I'd give you up for Lent. That's pretty ridiculous. My favorite OT book is Tobit. I love Tobit. Hey, Lizzie, can you message me? Brooke Adair. Oh my gosh, I recognize your username. How long have you been around here? For a while, I think. I have memories going back. Saint Prophetess Anna, her feast day is my birthday, and my name has her name, so it was a wake-up call, and Saint Teresa of Avila. Lizzie, have you watched God's Not Dead? No, I don't plan on watching it, but yeah, I've heard about it and stuff. Ever heard of Catholic priest Robert Cericio and the Action Units something? I love the Archangel Raphael. He's my favorite angel. But no, angels don't have genders. So since they don't have genders, let's not use male pronouns. Let's say, am I allowed to use a female pronoun for my angel? The real pronoun debate has to do with guardian angels. You should watch The Case for Christ. I love The Case for Christ. I watched it twice. I watched it by myself, and I watched it with my parents. I think my dad left, though. So my family doesn't watch movies that much, so sometimes we'll be like watching a family movie, and my dad will just like leave and go work. So it's happened a couple times. And I was like, no, it's like a family movie night. Like my family never watches movies, and then like one day we will be, so... I am the one who told you that they don't have genders. My question is if I can hug my guardian angel in heaven. Oh my gosh, I want to hug my guardian angel for taking care of me my whole life. I'm like so excited to meet my guardian angel in heaven and hug my guardian angel. And if you guys say that's not real and can't happen, I'm gonna be so sad because I want to meet my guardian angel. You have a beautiful smile. Thank you. I love my guardian angel. I love my guardian angel too. Should I name my guardian angel like a nickname? Even though it probably already has, she already has a name. Since they don't have genders, I can use female pronouns, right? What do you think of tattoos? It's going to happen, Lizzie. What do you think of tattoos? I always thought I would get one like right here, but I don't know. I just like thought I would get one, and then I like never really felt that confident about it. I think if you're gonna tattoo, you should think about it for 1 year. So like I got my nose pierced a year ago, and I'd been thinking about getting my nose pierced since I was 15, and then I finally went through with it. And so I thought like that's fine. But a tattoo is even more permanent than a piercing. So don't name your guardian angel. The Vatican has already said this in like the 50s. Oh my gosh, an emoji donation. Thank you, movie popcorn. Thank you for the donation, Phil. See, everything helps. Everything helps. See, now I can buy 7 bananas with that money. You're fueling me for 3 days of smoothies. They're demonic, I think, tattoos. No, they're not. My daughters are 2.5 and 1. My husband was actually raised Catholic, and we just decided during blank, because I'll get demonetized, so I will have to wait to start RCIA. Oh, that's so exciting. So they'll grow up their entire lives as Catholics. Oh, like all their memories. That's so beautiful. Brandon says, I was just about to say, Lizzie, have you been playing guitar? Because I've been playing my piano more, and when you don't stream, I'm always stalking your Instagram only to see your amazing posts. Yeah, I've been playing my guitar so much during quarantine. This was so much fun. I've never gotten to interact with you so much during a live stream before and almost gave up on them completely. I'm going to check out that YouTube channel you suggested later. Have a good night, Lizzie, and everyone. Good night. Tattoos don't have to be bad. I don't care what name or pronoun to call my guardian angel. I just want a hug. Okay, I should research into guardian angels for my next video. And my video will be called Hugging My Guardian Angel. Hugging and naming my guardian angel. Watching your live stream has made me happier. This morning was awful for me and I cried a lot. That's so sad. I imagine my guardian angel looking and sounding like Dennis Leary. Who is that? Hi, Lizzie. I asked you on Twitter and never got an answer on your recommendations on where to start with philosophy books since I paused seminary for not having any prior experience with it. DM me again on Twitter and it will go to the top of my Twitter. Question about RCIA. When does it start? I want to start, but I don't know anything about it. Yay! Welcome home. So excited you want to start RCIA. So it starts in the fall. So in August or September. So definitely talk to a priest whenever all of this ends. I mean, you could even call a priest, you know what I mean? You could call or email a priest and ask about it. And some RCIAs go on during the summer, so you could just like join on to be part of it. And I know some RCIAs are happening over Zoom. So you should just like call your local parish, whichever parish you want to be a part of, and ask them what the deal is. And I mean, the priest will be so stoked and excited to have a new parish member. So I assume my guardian angel is going to get a promotion after dealing with my nonsense. My guardian angel is so happy I'm medicated now. Can you imagine how stressed out my guardian angel was when I was manic? They were like, oh my gosh, Liz is like running into the road and stuff. I would love to thank my guardian angel for putting up with my crap. I know, like, my guardian angel, I put through so much stress. At least I've been like loyal to God my whole life. So my guardian angel was probably like happy I've always been Christian, and then like even happier when I became Catholic Christian. So yeah, like salvation wise it hasn't been stressful, but like not dying has been stressful. We should celebrate Guardian Angel Day. Is there a Guardian Angel Day? Is that a thing? I don't know if I want to imagine the reactions of my guardian angel. I don't know if people know, but individual countries also have guardian angels. Wow. Do you think Kanye will ever become Catholic? Yes, they actually had their children baptized at a Armenian church, which is Orthodox, I believe. I'd recommend maybe they'll become Orthodox, reading the catechism before going to RCIA. I mean, I became Catholic in a manic episode. Kanye could become Catholic in a manic episode. It could happen. Oh my goodness, my guardian angel must have been so stressed watching me to convert to every religion on the planet. Of course there's a Guardian Angel Day. Guardian Angel Day should be celebrated as big as Xmas. When is it, you guys? Lizzie and everyone else who besides me wears a miraculous medal. I do sometimes. October 2nd, Feast of the Guardian Angel. We avoid risk to safely get to death. I think countries are governed by principalities. Okay. And a guardian angel. It's like physical and spiritual, obviously. Kanye is bipolar. Yes, he has a whole album called Manic. Or maybe just a song. Halsey has an album called Manic. I feel like, yeah, but it totally makes sense why he's so vindictive, why he was drunk and went up on the stage with Taylor Swift, why he's been like a total like villainizing Taylor Swift. You know what I mean? It just makes sense. Like his whole life makes sense. I must be living under a rock. Yep. Also, Selena Gomez is bipolar. She just got diagnosed. Do you guys know that? It's so crazy. She said she was like relieved when she got the diagnosis because it explains so much. And I'm like, yes, super soonish. But, oh no, it's not working. Oh, is it working now? Okay, I see the timer going now. I'm plugging my phone in, so that's why the background just changed. But I was talking about Selena Gomez was also bipolar. She announced it on a live stream she was doing with Miley Cyrus. Hi, Lizzie. Please come to the Philippines in April 2021. We are celebrating the 5,000th year of Catholicism in the country. Ooh, that sounds really, really fun. Let me screenshot this so I can remember. October 2nd is the day before my birthday and the day before I decided to become Catholic. Oh, Guardian Angel Days on October 2nd. Alexander, so happy you're here. Hello from Great Britain. I'm gonna let you finish, but Lizzie got the best video of all time. Yes, Armenians are Oriental Orthodox. Oh, okay. I tend to imagine guardian angels are like parents in the sense that they remember the good and proud moments and feel like it's worth all the bad times. Oh, that's so true. That's so sweet. Let me screenshot this. I love that. Will you do my Greek translation homework for me? No, I didn't know. I would help you with it though. I'm so opposed to cheating. Oh my gosh. People got mad at me in high school because they'd be like, can I copy your assignment? And I'm like, no. And then they got mad at me about it. And it's like, why is it so unpopular to just like do your own homework? Like it's for your own good to do your own homework. Can you make a video about angels? I'm so confused with the topic and I don't to my angel because I don't want to make it wrong. Yeah, I'll screenshot this and make a video about it. Okay. Oh, that's what we were talking about before my video started messing up. So anyways, in the book of Acts, Peter gets out of jail and then comes and knocks on the door and they're like, we thought it was your guardian angel. So they think you can see an angel and it's like somewhat physical if you can see it, right? I'm back! Hi, Jacqueline or Jaden? Jaden. What happened to Selena Gomez? She just was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. She went to like some big hospital or something. Some big deal hospital. I'm kidding, of course. I have 115% in Greek right now. How do you have 115% in Greek? How is that possible? The Wild Goose Unformed app has a really good Angels and Demons. She went through so much during her music career. Peter Kreeft has a good book about angels. As an education major, I've seen other education majors cheat, and I don't understand because I'm like, you're becoming a teacher. They totally deserve all their students to cheat after dealing with that, after doing that. I hope this doesn't sound cheesy, but pizza is my second religion. Guardian angels accompany us from conception to judgment. They cannot be recycled. Each guardian angel has one protege. No more, no less, not ever. Only God loves you more than your angel. Oh, that's so sweet. Let me screenshot that. That's like the sweetest thing ever. LOL, you're becoming a teacher. Why are you mocking her for it? What's your deal? We've been on this for almost 2 hours. They should be learning how to spot cheaters. Yeah. See that you do not despise one of these little ones, for I tell you that their angels in heaven always see the face of my Father in heaven. Oh, yeah, I should make a video about angels. That'd be so sweet. Guardian angels. I should name this live stream Guardian Angel Chat. Of course you can hug your angel. Duh. Any here listen to System of a Dawn? No. Also, each Catholic church has its own guardian angel. Yes, I knew that. Why wouldn't Mary love us more than our angels? Because she's not an angel. She's just a person. Gabby After Hours has a lecture on angels. Guardian angel live chat. Does the Bible say a lot about guardian angels? I always thought they were just an idea. No, they're in the Bible. I mean, there's angels in the Bible in like Revelation, and the angel who greeted Mary in the Old Testament. So angels are like around a lot. They're actually like characters in the Bible, you know, like actual angels that exist. I get all my homework 100% correct, plus all my quizzes with extra credit. I got a 200% on one test. That's how I have an 115% in Greek. You're kidding. That can't be real. If we judge a person, do we also judge their guardian angel? All of this just makes it tempting to treat our angels as pets. Just remind us that they're angels, don't name them or treat them as pets. Yeah, why would you treat your angel like a pet? That's like so condescending. Thank you for live streaming so long tonight. I'm going to go and read from Fulton Sheen. Haha, good night all. Good night, have fun. If guardian angels are genderless, are they unisex or bisexual? They're not sexually attracted to anything, so they wouldn't be bisexual. Oh, okay, Pablo. TBH, the fact that I get to hug my guardian angel makes me really happy. I know! We don't know if it's real, though! We don't... Okay, the thing is, we can probably spiritually hug them, you know? What if our angels are sexually attracted to us? No, don't make everything sexual. It ruins a lot of things. So angels are non-binary? Oh, this is ridiculous. Read about angels in Catechism 325 to 354. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you for this. I kind of feel bad for blocking Dean when he was talking about the SSPX because I blocked him temporarily. I didn't know how long the timeout would be. I don't know if he's still in timeout or if he just got mad and left. I don't know. I feel bad. Lizzie, what got you interested in the early Christian church when you started studying it? So I was always interested in the early Christian church, but I was taught by my church growing up that the church I grew up in was the early church. So once I started reading that about things like the Eucharist and the Pope, where there were things in the early church that were different from my church, I started like binge researching. So my whole life I was like interested in it, but I never really thought that my church wasn't. I didn't know there was so much to explore and so much to read. I remember when I read Pope Clement's letter to the Corinthians for the first time, like in the first part of it, I got through the first sentence and I started like sobbing and I was like, oh my gosh, it continues, thinking about how like Peter and Paul were writing encouraging letters to other churches giving directions, and then like Pope Clement is doing the same thing in the 1st century, and then reading like Ignatius as well, just the way they write to each other with so much love and encouragement. And then the Pope writes letters to us today, and I was like crying, so happy that it continues. You guys, how do I write an email asking a parish about RCIA? Okay, DM me on Twitter or Instagram and I'll give you a live stream. I'll DM you about it, but just be like, hey, my name is so-and-so, explain why you've been looking into Catholicism and why you want to become Catholic in a couple sentences, and say, I'm really interested to join RCIA and become confirmed next Easter. Is there any way you have an RCIA class going on right now? I would love to join if it's like virtual. And yeah, just tell them you're becoming Catholic, why you're becoming Catholic, tell them you're excited, you want to become part of the church, you know? Lizzie, will you travel throughout Europe and establish churches and write letters to them like the apostles? I'm not an apostle. What kind of question is that? Angels and humans had children called Nephilims. Oh, that's true. Angels are in that part of the Bible too. What church did you originally go to? Churches of Christ. All right, I'm back from speed watching some of your videos. You're extremely knowledgeable. I aspire to be like you. What speed did you put my videos on? Like 4 times or something? We're gonna go soon anyways because it's been a long time. How often should we pray the rosary? Every day. Oh, Lizzie, I just found a link on the nuance about angel gender just in case you're wondering. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me Can I click on this link? Cool. I just opened that tab. Aren't there animus and anima speed? I tear up sometimes at the resurrection. Anima times. Is COC the same as United Church of Christ? No, it's what is their layman term? No, you cannot be in mass. Do you see mass on stream? Lizzie, there are so many cradle Catholics who have lost the faith. It's great to see you so enthusiastic. Oh, I am so excited about Catholicism. That is true. And I read messages like in this live stream alone. There are several people saying they're going to be Catholic. I was convinced of the Eucharist by reading Exodus, the way that the bread of the presence and drink offering, which is to be consecrated by the priest and only eaten when you are clean or you die. Wow, I'm going to screenshot this. That's really, really cool. Wait, it's moving. Screenshot. Have some kids. When to heaven, like they just don't understand. Because Jesus is God. So Mary gave birth to God because Jesus is God. It doesn't make sense unless you think Jesus is God. I have bipolar disorder, and that's how I found you. You helped me with accepting my bipolar disorder and finding the truth about Catholicism. I'm so thankful for you. Oh, I forgot. What is cradle Catholic? Someone who is baptized as a Catholic as a baby and grew up their whole life as a Catholic. I'm back, Liz. For so long because people are like bye and then come back. Like I was gone for 30 minutes. You're still streaming. So yeah. But someone in my Bible study, he always says, he's like 80 years old. He always says no one is cradle Catholic. Everyone's becomes Catholic when they're baptized, not when they're in the cradle. But I think it's a cute thing to say. Could you suggest a starting point for researching the early church? There's so much information and a lot in my head, I don't know where to start. Start by reading the book Church History by Eusebius. 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 Anyways, look it up. Church History, Eusebius, Eusebius. That book tells you all the information about the early church. It's really beautiful, and that is like 300 pages, so it's a great place to start. I wrote out what I may send regarding RCIA and took a good job. What do they comments is here? Hi. But mostly they just block people who are saying inappropriate things. I always say I was raised Christian to denote I was born into a Christian family. This is different. Do you think is the least Christian? Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like I don't know enough about world religions because obviously like the main ones that we know in the Western world, like Islam and Judaism, are like super sister religions to it. But probably like paganism. I don't know if there's any like satanic like witch religion, probably that. I'm sad that I did not get to go to Matins last night or tonight. They're some of my favorite services. So sad. Yeah, I was a bit bummed about not being able to finish my RCIA, but I so look forward to becoming Catholic. Why is gender of angel so important? Okay, we were just talking about it. We were just like interested in it because I always imagine my guardian angel as a certain gender. So, it seems like every church says they are the true church, and there are so many viewpoints and theologies. I tried RCIA twice, quit both times. What? Keep trying. Hey, Liz, can you pray for me that I find someone who can help me find my passion and a career? Yes. In the U.S. Sorry, you guys. I was trying to screenshot, and you know how you press the two buttons on your iPhone? Well, why is it not screenshotting? Why is it not working? Now things have changed. I need you. Okay. In the U.S., are majority people Protestant? Yes. 1/4 of the U.S. is Catholic. Is it? I think 1/4 is Catholic, and then the rest. 90% identify as Christian, and then like a fourth total, I think, is Catholic. So, yeah, the majority for sure. Oh, I bet Wicca is the least Christian. Yeah. Have you seen the 2-hour-long YouTube video Church History Complete Documentary? If so, what do you think? That's so intense. RCIA was a good experience. How do Catholics believe about something? That is an odd question. Do you mean the least Christian of the Christian faiths or the least Christian of all religions? There are a lot of non-Christian religions. Islam openly rejects Christ. They see Jesus as just a prophet, but we worship the same God. To believe Jesus is divine in Islam is blasphemous, so it can also be bad for your safety. I keep doing my research, but I don't feel 100% sure, and I'm not working. So far, I'm hoping to be able to handle a job on my mental illness. Is it weird for you being Catholic then in the US? Yeah, it is, because there are so many like myths and lies that people believe about Catholicism. So you kind of are always like, even people who aren't religious have negativity towards Catholicism because there's just so many like lies and misconceptions and so much stigma towards Catholics, especially with the sex abuse crisis. People just like hate it and see it as like an evil institution sometimes. So yeah. Do you think it's sinful to be interested in paying that it's all fiction? Maybe sinful, yeah, if you're becoming interested in something that's against God. Hi, Lizzie, do Catholics speak in tongues? Sometimes. There's like charismatic Catholics. I'm not interested in that at all though. Lizzie, what do you think of a Bible study while smoking cigars and pipe tobacco and dipping? Is it done at Saint something university? That's so funny. That makes sense to me that guys would be into that. Anyone been able to still do confession? Yes, in so many dioceses, confession is still going on for sure. So it's good. Some even like giving out palm leaves. So I got palm leaves on Palm Sunday. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm wary of charismatic churches. Oh, me too, yeah. Do you believe in ghosts? I don't know. Hispanic numbers push up Roman Catholic numbers in the US. Traditionally, Protestants are Western Europeans besides the Irish. Yeah, so immigration of like recent immigration of Hispanics has really upped the numbers, and also because of the birth rate, Catholicism is increasing because Protestants tend to not have many children, but Catholics have a lot of children, so it increases the population. On Palm Sunday, I made my own palm cross with green paper. Oh, that's so sweet. By the way, Liz, I know it's... Oh, the live stream stopped. Oh, we're back again. Thank you for the donation, Straightway. If you knew that Catholicism held the truth, but you had to choose between Judaism or Islam, which would you choose? Judaism. By the way, Liz, I know it's super late, but I created some t-shirt design for you. Aww. I hope that once Orthodoxy and Catholics reunite, many Protestants would join the visible church. Oh, me too. That would be so sweet. I visited a Catholic church after viewing your videos, and guess what? I didn't find it offensive. It's actually a lot like other Protestant churches. Yeah, it is a lot like it. There's just so many like Easter eggs in it. You know, like Easter egg, like special things that you find. Don't know, funny. Western Protestant really is only majority Protestant country like England, Belgium, Netherlands, but the other ones like Spain, France, and Portugal were traditionally Protestant. Yeah. So I'm going to leave once we're at the 2-hour mark, which is coming up. It's 1 hour and 50 minutes and 57 seconds. So yay, we're at the 2-hour mark. This has actually been really fun. Usually I get like exhausted talking too much in live streams, but this has been a really fun live stream. So, I'm going to answer a few more questions and then I'm going to go. I wish most Western Catholic churches would invest in visual iconography. Yes, I agree. If you could live in any country, where would you live and why? I would live in Thailand just because I really, really love the culture. I really, really love the food. They have so much fresh fruit. It's a really beautiful place. It's warm all year round. The people are like family and they really, really value community. Thank you for the donation. I always have to play a Catholic on Facebook to debate Protestants and those who hold false beliefs about Roman Catholicism. Orthodox here. I'm enjoying the stream. Me too. Thank you for being here. Thank you for live streaming. I was sad, but I feel a little bit better. Oh, that's what I was saying at the very beginning, where they're like, why are you happy all the time? And I'm like, YouTubers are trying to help people who are feeling sad, and so they like put on their best face. I'm genuinely happy right now. I'm not faking it. But it's so true when other people are watching the videos. A lot of people, like a lot of YouTubers I've seen, people message them, I was gonna kill myself, and this video is already demonetized. So like, I was going to kill myself and you saved my life because you're so happy and upbeat in your videos. So it really does make a difference to a lot of people when you're happy in your videos and can be happy amidst negativity. You are never allowed to leave. We Catholics and Orthodox were briefly reunited at the Council of Florence. Unfortunately, it didn't last. Lizzie, do you dislike the conflation of the word Christian with Protestantism, especially evangelical Protestantism? Yeah, I hate it because people are like, Catholics aren't Christians. And it's like, no, we invented Christianity. Are you serious? What do you think about crusade apologists? I'm not sure. Is that a YouTube channel? What are you talking about? Please watch. Do you think that Pentecostal speaking in tongues and slaying the spirit is witchcraft? I don't know. I really don't know. Orthodox Pascha is this Sunday. I want to watch an Orthodox live stream. I'm sure they have that. I should check that out. That would be really, really fun. We're already 2.5 minutes past 2 hours. What? Okay, I need to actually go, guys. And oh, so everyone who's here, my video is going live tomorrow. It's going to be a live stream premiere live chat. So the video is already edited, but it's going to be a live chat at 12 p.m. Pacific, 11 Mountain. No, 12 Pacific, 1 Mountain, 2 p.m. Central, and 3 p.m. Eastern. So hang out, 3 Eastern, 12 Pacific, 1 Mountain, 2 Central, and come hang out with the Mary video, and we can live chat together. And I talk about how I pray the rosary, which is like really intense how I pray the rosary. You're gonna be like, Liz, why are you giving these people this advice for the rosary? This is so complicated. But how I pray it, it's like with church art, and you have some impromptu prayer, and you do a lot of prayer requests, and yeah, Bible reading. Like, it's like really intense how I pray the rosary, but I think it's important for beginners and really helps out. Because I think a lot of Catholics who grew up their entire life Catholic, they don't understand that, like, even if you grew up as a Protestant, you don't understand all, like, you're not like super familiar with all the mysteries, so it's important to like read the Bible verses and become really, really familiar with everything. So yeah, the rosary is a gun against evil. Love that. Okay, you guys, ever use the Jesus prayer? Many times. How do you teach the truth to people who bash the Pope? I think Pentecostal is something. I love rosaries that go more in depth. Bruh, we are the first, technically second, because Orthodox Christians. We were the same though. Orthodox and Catholic are intertwined, so we were together. The rosary is a crown of roses to Our Lady. That's so sweet. Holy water, everyone. Bless yourself now more than ever. We don't have holy water though because of coronavirus. Don't leave. Guys, I want to go. My voice hurts. I need to drink water. I have holy water. You must have gotten it like 2 months ago and have it like stored up. That's so cool. Orthodox and Catholics were intertwined until 1054 schism. We have in our house holy water. Why was I out in timeout? I didn't put you in timeout. Someone else did. Thank you for your help. An entire jar of holy water in my house. Girl, go drink that agua. Stay healthy. Thank you for giving me more confidence in my Catholic faith. Oh, that makes me so happy. Get a priest to bless water for you. Oh my gosh, that's true. I think Pentecostal is witchcraft, the oracle of, okay. I love you guys so much. I'm already in my pajama pants, so I am going to read more of this book on the resurrection by N.T. Wright. I love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with me. We've talked about so many fun subjects in this live stream. I also drink some holy water every morning. Are you allowed to drink holy water? Interesting. I should make a video about holy water. Anyways, you guys are not going to let me leave. I want to leave. This such a fun stream. It's been over 2 hours, but everything must come to an end. 12 Pacific, 3 Eastern for my rosary live stream video. Come hang out. Let me know what videos you want me to make next. DM me on Twitter or Instagram. And I'm probably gonna live stream on my Instagram tomorrow, so make sure to be following my Instagram as well. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!